Yeah, we're recording. We are live. We are good to go.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. The Hot Tag Podcast. Once again, you know, we are devoted and we are dedicated to this podcast. That is the reason we are here to talk about this shitty fucking week of wrestling once again for you guys. Hopefully this will be more entertaining than Raw, which shouldn't be too hard because it's a bore fest.
Are you kidding? Chrisley was on Raw.
Dude, did you see the guy like doing the hand gestures in the back?
Did you see the picture on the Facebook I posted of his face?
Did you? Oh, I didn't see it. No.
Yeah.
I just seen him pretend to like suck a dick in the back. I was just like, oh my god, this guy's gonna get ejected from the building in the next couple seconds.
There was some funny stuff going on during that segment, but God, look, I understand why Chrisley was on. He's part of the USA Network, which is all part of the NBC Universal family. We all understand. Is it necessary? Whatever.
Yeah, they got a season starting, so they have to plug that, and I get it, man. I just don't want to see it.
Exactly. I totally get it. I don't need to see it, but I do get it. But looks like we kind of jumped right into Raw, so I guess we'll just jump right into Raw.
All right.
So, yeah. I mean, there's really not that much news out there, so I guess we can get right into Raw first.
We can talk bullshit and news at that.
I will do all the bullshitting. Why not? Let's go ahead and get into this Raw. Let's get this over with.
Yeah, let's get it over with.
Let's get this Raw over with.
Yeah, I don't want to refresh my memory. The sooner the better. Let's make this happen.
Yeah, there were a good amount of matches, and the matches they had last night went pretty long. I will give them that. They did have some good long matches.
I agree with that, man. Definitely the Ziggler and Orton match was phenomenal. Probably one of the only segments that I've liked in the last couple of months on Raw. I mean, that match was when I say phenomenal, I'm not exaggerating. That match was really good. They meshed really well in the ring, and that one spot they did where you kind of turned the power bomb into a RKO, man. That thing, the timing was on point. It was just it came off awesome. As a visual, it was awesome.
Yeah, it came off really cool. I like that spot. I was a little surprised at how dead the crowd was for this match, but the crowd seemed dead the whole show.
Yeah,
in my opinion. But and it was from the start. Pretty much. I mean, Ambrose came out, and then Cena came out, and then Cena kind of healed up on Ambrose a little bit, which made me laugh.
Yeah.
That was all I could do. And then, the usual Authority comes out. This show really ended up being the Triple H and Stephanie show.
Yeah, it's 2002 or 3 again.
Yeah, I guess so.
We have stepped in the time machine and we're reversing time. We're rewinding time. We're going back about 10 years. So it's awesome.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it. But I don't know, man. I don't know. What did you think of this whole first segment?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm really liking Dean Ambrose, and I know a whole lot of people are bitching and complaining about, he needs to be more aggressive and edgy. He's not the next Stone Cold and this. Nobody wants the next Stone Cold. There's not going to be a next Stone Cold. He's not going to be Stone Cold. He can take little parts here and there and from each wrestler. I mean, essentially, that's what all wrestlers did. I mean, Hulk Hogan, Billy Graham, Ric Flair, what he is in a PG era. And it's not even about the PG era because, face the facts. A lot of the Attitude Era episodes were PG. It wasn't TV 14 every week. But in this corporate, times in WWE, this is probably as edgy as you're going to get. And then I also saw a lot of people say, oh, well, that's just an excuse because The Rock came out there and he was making, gestures about genitals and all this. So, yeah, but he's The Rock. He can get away with that. Dean Ambrose is not coming out there and making dick jokes. He's not. The dude is still new. maybe in 10 years when he's really, I mean, he can't do that. He can't do that, dude. He's not coming and starting a feud with Rusev and talking about the meatpacking district and all. He can't do that. It's Dean Ambrose. He can't do that. Rock can do that. Austin can do that. Not Ambrose. Don't expect that from the guy. Um, yeah, I appreciate him for what he is. I think he's pretty decent. I think they're giving him a lot of free space compared to other guys to kind of, you know, build his own gimmick and get comfortable with being out there. And I really don't know if all of it is, you know, really written as a script or some of it is improv. I'm not really sure, but the way he presents it comes off natural and it seems like an improv. That's, you know, a attitude era pretty much. And I think that's what a lot of people like about Ambrose.
I think so too. He is kind of that, and I think you said it last week. He's sort of that throwback kind of, you know,
Yep.
attitude era character, and he kind of is. I mean, yeah, he's got, you know, I mean, you know, and even to Ambrose, he even said in an interview the other, you know, a few weeks ago how some of the attitude era was crap, and he's right. We do all know that, but you know, you know, I've seen a lot of the stuff too, where everyone's saying, "Oh, you know, everyone's just sitting there sucking Dean Ambrose's dick, and everybody just fucking loves him for no reason." He is different. He is not John Cena, which number one is one reason I'm gonna fucking like him. He's just not the. We've said this 1,000 times. People are probably getting sick of us saying it. He's not that cookie cutter WWE NXT. Here's another one for you, just like the last one. Here's another one for you, just like the last one. Yep. He's just not. He comes out. He has different movements than the other guys. His facial features are different. He twitches. He does some stuff that no one else is doing right now. Thank God someone is doing something different. So
You know, say whatever you will about Dean Ambrose. The guy is comfortable on the mic, dude. The guy, he can carry the mic. His segment with Renee, you could tell the guy is comfortable. He's not messing up his words. He's really comfortable out there. You can tell the guy that he's made to do this. You know, some guys aren't supposed to be wrestlers. This guy has the it factor. You know, as much as I hate saying the it factor, he has the it factor. This is one of those guys that has it. You know, I wouldn't say Bobby Roode as much as I like Bobby Roode, but you know, guys like Ambrose, they naturally just have that aura about them that kind of brings people in and gets them interested, you know, because the guy is somewhat of a, you know, big question mark. A lot of people just don't get him because he's a tweener. He's not really a baby face because I don't know if you caught this, but last night when he said he wanted to beat Cena's ass, he made sure that he emphasized on the fact that he wanted to beat his ass for years.
mm-hmm.
Now, saying for years means, hey, when I watched you on TV a couple years ago, I was never a fan. I think you're a piece of shit. Not a fan. That to me, a complete baby face in WWE wouldn't say that. So they're kind of testing the waters with the whole tweener thing like they've been doing for the last couple of years. But I think in this case, it really works. You know, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I definitely think he's the guy to do it with. I mean, he I guess, yeah, I can see a little bit of Austin in him because of that kind of cool heel, but I also see some punk in him too. Probably more punk than Austin, but yeah, I mean, he's definitely, you know, WWE wants to blur that heel face line anyway, so really, what better guy to do it than someone that can come off as a cool, cocky heel and still be a crowd favorite? I guess, you know, him and you know, I guess a lot of people are worried because you got Roman Reigns. What happens when Reigns comes back? Does Ambrose get pushed back to being third guy? Because he was sort of third guy in that group. If you look at how WWE is placing them.
I don't know, man. That's really a tough one because
Mm-hmm.
I just, you know, with WWE, they're so unpredictable. None of it makes sense. They kind of do what they want. It's if it was up to me, I'd definitely say, you know, it makes more sense to keep Ambrose in that position, especially when the guy's getting over organically instead of being shoved down our throats like Reigns. And don't get me wrong, I don't hate Reigns. I don't have nothing against the guy. I think he's pretty decent. I think he's learning still. I mean, you got to give the guy some time, but I think it's just way too fast, way too soon. So I think
They,
Ambrose is better because, I mean, I don't want to sound like a fucking indie mark, but, the guy's been on the indies for fucking 10 years. The guy's been doing this for years. It's not like Roman Reigns, a failed football player that, decided to want to be a wrestler. It's not that case.
yeah,
Um,
it's experience, dude.
right.
Whether you can be an indie mark or not, but you have to realize they've been in front of a crowd. I mean, they've done he's been, in the ring. It's experience. It's what Reigns doesn't have right now. And I'll tell you what, you can listen to Reigns on the goddamn microphone, and you can tell it's a big difference. You hear Ambrose, even Rollins. Rollins is not great on the mic. Let's not lie, but he's better than Reigns.
And I mean, let's face it, man. I mean, not to not to pat my city on the back or my coast on the back, but Ambrose, he made his name on the East Coast, man. And like I said last week, East Coast, Philly, New York, New Jersey, we have the rough crowds. We have the crowds that are kind of hard to break that wall and have them embrace you as a character and not shit on you every segment. And of course, in the 80s and 90s, yeah, Georgia and Texas and all those, yeah, they made stars. But ever since ECW and the mid 90s, when kind of Philly and the whole tri-state area, when we started making some noise and we got some attention because of ECW, ever since then, most of the independents have been in the East Coast, aside from PWG right now in California. Other than that, most people were doing shows out of Philly, whether you want to say Ring of Honor, 3PW, XPW, whatever you want to say. They were all doing shows in Philly. And I don't know, man. You look at it, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, all these guys, they were, all wrestling in Philly, New York, New Jersey.
Cesaro.
This is where Cesaro. This is where they made their names, And Ambrose, he was in CZW for a while. CZW was strictly Philly for a long time, for the most part. So he's been around those types of crowd that's really hard to get over. And I think that, ultimately really helps the guy because, he knows how to get over around a rough crowd. So imagine putting him in front of a crowd, and no offense, like, Tennessee or fucking, I don't know, one of those crowds where they like the segments with Hornswoggle and all that shit, Actually, I don't want to disrespect Tennessee. I don't even think they like that shit. I don't think anybody likes that shit.
Don't you be disrespecting Tennessee.
All right, man. I apologize.
Oh, wait, I'm from Texas. Hold on. It was different T. Forget about it. Okay. Yeah, but
my southern folks, man.
Yeah, man. We're all together down here.
Yeah,
but you are right though. When they sit there and they go through, Philly isn't the easiest spot to get over, and it is a tough crowd. Just when WWE goes to those crowds, they are rough crowds, dude. And for those guys to be able to get out there and be on the microphone doing what they're doing, good for them, man. Let them get out there, let them get over, and it is the indie guys that are getting over right now. You just mentioned all of them, so there's a reason. There's a fucking good reason, and WWE should kind of wake up and be like, well, maybe this little farm we have here isn't the smartest thing we can do, but
right. Yeah,
especially with the crowd they have. I mean, those crowd are a bunch of goddamn sheep.
Yeah. NXT crowd is I do like a lot of the things they do, but anything gets over with them, dude. Anything. You can come out in a fucking costume dressed as a rooster, and that'll get over in 2 weeks, and then they'll bring it on WWE, thinking, oh, this is the next big thing. People want to see roosters and alligators and bunnies and costumes. This is what the crowd wants in 2000. No, fuck no, we don't want that, dude. Well, I personally, I don't want that.
All I want to see is Australian chicks popping bubbles to bad music. That's what I want to see.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm being sarcastic. I really don't. Anyway.
Or grannies in their 70s and 60s smashing wine bottles on each other's asses.
Oh God.
That's terrific.
Thank God that was last week.
It's good television.
Good TV. Thank God that was last week. But
now, can I say this? I know I forgot to mention it last week. Kathy Lee, dude, why is she on Raw I mean, this lady, she should have been kicked off television fucking 15 years ago. You know,
Well,
this lady, dude, I was just curious just to see some of her because I heard a lot of a lot of attention brought to her name after she showed up on Raw because the next day on Good Morning America, she basically just kind of shat on the WWE saying that she really kind of didn't want to do this and they kind of pushed her. So WWE, why the fuck do you bring people in that don't even want to be there? They're not even putting over your company the next day. This is the same lady that was making fun of all the wrestlers in the 90s when Regis would bring them in. Ultimate Warrior came in as in character on Good Morning America. Ravishing Rick Rude, Hulk Hogan, Captain Lou Albano. I mean, all these guys came in and she made a mockery of them. And yeah, I don't get it, man. I mean, she's never been a fan of the business. She's taken a lot of cheap shots at these guys. So why give her any attention? I don't get it.
yep. She flat out said the next day, exact words. She was against the appearance that it did not smell good, but she was talked into it. Well,
Wow.
why would anybody want? I mean, she's ripped wrestlers for being sleazy, and it was right in her autobiography where she did it.
Yeah.
It's in writing. Why? But then she said that they're the sweetest, gentlest giants, and they're so polite.
You could wash that shirt once in that other brand,
You want to suck the proverbial
again
dick,
in
suck it
another,
the whole time. Don't fucking suck
and
it
still-
when it's good for you.
Exactly.
Oops. Sorry about that. That was kind of rude, wasn't it?
This is a no holds barred show, so if you are under the age of 18, please shut the fuck up and turn us down.
Oh, don't worry. We have the explicit tag on our shows because my
All right.
language is horrible.
Yeah, we're good to go then. We can say whatever we want.
Oh, fuck yeah. My language just sucks, and I know it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. This is off the cuff here, baby.
Yeah.
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 So,
See,
all right. Well, I guess we can start getting into matches then, huh?
yeah, hold on one second. We were talking about tweeners, and this is what I
That's
mean
right.
by they've been doing this for a while. They tried it with Cesaro after WrestleMania, because he was a heel that was kind of getting over, and they kind of wanted to keep him as a heel and keep him as a tween. It didn't work. But with Ambrose, I think they got something on their, they have a diamond in the rough.
I think so too. But we'll see if they capitalize, how they capitalize. I'm really curious to see what happens when Reigns comes back.
They're gonna fuck it up, man. You know it.
I, I know they are, but I'm gonna sit here and hope that they don't.
Now, honestly, do you not get that feeling from just seeing Ambrose the last couple of weeks? And don't get me wrong. I mean, if you listen to shows on IYH when I was calling in, like in the beginning, I was saying Ambrose was my least favorite out of the three, as far as But the guy, I mean, him being on his own, you can really see him like, all right, this guy has it, and he gives me that excitement that I haven't had for a while, and not excited as I would see Rock. Of course not, because it's not the same era. They can't do the same shit. It has to be a little bit more bland. I get it, and I can be forgiving to that. But the guy is doing something different, and that's all that matters. It's different. It's not the same shit every week.
Right. I got you, dude. I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. And I didn't see him as the third in that group. I saw him as more the breakout of that group. I knew WWE would put Reigns out there first just because of his look, his relationship, to The Rock and Rikishi and the whole Samoan tribe there. But it was obvious they were going to push Reigns out of that. But I always thought Ambrose was the guy. I mean, I don't know. He always, he kind of finished off all their promos. Instead of just saying "believe that," he could actually speak.
Right.
So I kind of always put him ahead of the other guys. But WWE is going to push who they want to push. They're going to push who they like and who they think will make them more money. And I guess they see more money in Reigns than they do in Ambrose. But like I said, it'll be really cool to see what happens when Reigns comes back.
Yeah, that's because they have a big fascination with bodybuilders. They get a big hard on when they see guys with pecs.
Look at those pecs on that guy. Oh, yeah.
Look at those, Cena.
Oh, Cena. Lift those weights. Clean and jerk.
Yeah.
Oh, snatch them.
Gonna have you some new shirts next week, Cena. Yeah.
They're purple. Yeah, pal.
Yeah.
Purple. We haven't done that color yet.
How many more weeks do you think we're gonna go without seeing a new John Cena T-shirt? Because we've already got like 6 this year.
Yeah, there have been, and let's see. Christmas is coming up, so I expect at least 2 more.
Yes.
At least two more Cena shirts this year. Maybe some new wristbands. I don't know.
Fantastic. That is definitely something to look forward. And we're also going to get a Best of John Cena DVD. How exciting is that?
I saw that, and I was shocked. I don't understand why we need another John Cena CD. I don't understand why we needed a John Cena DVD. But I said CD. That's because he just recorded that album, and I keep thinking I'm amazed at that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Wiz. Is his name Wiz?
Yeah, Wiz Khalifa.
Right. John Cena, the 36-year-old white rapper. Anyway.
Yeah, poor Wiz Khalifa. I'm not a fan of the guy, but poor guy that has to sit in the studio with this fucking douchebag for. God, man.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't use Wale because he's a I knew this was gonna be mainly rap songs since that's pretty much like what's in now or whatever, but they should at least use some guys that are into wrestling. I mean, Wale, he's obviously a big wrestling fan. He's always on fucking wrestling podcasts, and I never hear of rappers doing wrestling podcasts. So
no, not really.
Man, he's the type of guy that goes to like PWG shows and like Ring of Honor, and he's not just like a regular WWE fan. He actually like follows the shit. So,
So you mean he's not just trying to get a contract out of WWE to do rap albums?
Right. He's actually a fan. So.
Oh well, good for him. That makes a big difference. I don't know. And isn't he the one that got into the fight in the stands a couple months ago?
Yeah, and I can't blame him, man.
Yeah. You do what you got to do. I'm not saying. I just heard the story. I'm not saying anything bad about it at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I think somebody had tweeted him and kind of threatened him for a couple days because he knew he was going to Raw, and the guy approached them, via Twitter, of course, since it's 2014 and people don't have the balls to actually walk up to somebody. They tweet them. They direct message them. And I guess he tweeted him saying, "Hey, I'm a couple rows back," or whatever, come see me, pussy, or whatever he said. And Wale, as he should, he's somewhat of a star, whatever you may call him. I mean, he felt threatened and he swung on the guy. So,
hey, if you call me out and say, "Come see me in this seat," I'm probably gonna get the fuck up and come see you.
Exactly, especially yeah, why not, man? Especially if you're like some corny ass dude, which they showed it on camera. You could tell it was some corny ass wrestling nerd that had never been in a fight in his life and just wanted to talk some shit. So
yep, thought he was a big man for talking shit to a star.
Yeah, guys like that, I like it when they get sat on their ass, man. Especially when you go to these wrestling shows and you could tell this guy that is clearly a virgin that has never touched a woman in his life is sitting in the front row, and because he's paid his nice front row money, he knows the wrestlers can't hit him, so he stands up and he talks shit to them and says all this stuff. For once in his lifetime, he can feel like a tough guy. So I get it. I know why you're doing it. But at the same time, I like it when they kind of sit you back, in your seat and let's know who you are and put you back in your place.
I used to love watching all those, World's Wildest, blah, blah, shows. They had one a while back. It was last year I watched this. It was World's Wildest Fights or something like that.
Yes.
And on it was Ring of Honor and Rhett Titus when he was the ladies' man coming out.
Dude.
Knocking motherfuckers out, dude. And the security guards are just standing there like, well, that's like the 8th time this week this has happened. And I'm like, damn.
He knocked him out clean.
Dude, that dude was on the ground. His hand was twitching.
Yeah, dude.
His hand. He was doing that shit. His hand was twitching and shit. He knocked him the fuck out. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess, especially when you're in a smaller promotion like Ring of Honor, I bet that happens more than we hear about. Obviously.
I mean, dude, I used to go to ECW shows when I was a kid. There was a fight every show. It may not be on camera, but at indies, I mean, not so much now because I still go to indies. I don't really see it happening now. But, you know, when I was a kid back in the day, it was a regular thing. It wasn't really... Because, you know, back then it was different, man. It was more grown-ups going, people getting drunk and fighting. Nowadays, it's like video gamers and, you know...
Well, plus, back then, you could take a swing at somebody and not end up in jail, in court, owing someone $1 million, plus their court fees, plus their hospital bills.
Kind of breaking. I don't know what happened. Breaking up.
You locked up a little bit too, but it's coming out right now.
Yeah, I can't really hear you. Breaking up pretty bad.
You are too, but I can make out what you're saying enough. But it should start coming back in a minute.
Yeah.
Hey, give me a sec here. Let me shut this off. See if that helps. There you go. How we looking now?
No, it's still the same.
All right. If you can make out what I'm saying, give it a minute. I think the internet here is a little weird tonight, but
well, you want to go on a break because it sounds pretty bad. I can't even make out.
Yeah, here we'll give them 1 sec. We'll take a quick 2 seconds, and we will be right back.
All right.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. I had a little internet issue here. For you people listening, you guys are fucking awesome. You deserve medals or something really cool. Maybe some pyro next time or something like that. I don't know. I'll figure something out.
There you go.
And yes, I have a broadband internet connection. Just for some reason locked up on me. I had to restart my modem.
Now, see, prior to doing this show, I told him, because it was locking up on him then. I said that the computer just does not want to record a segment of us talking about Cena versus Orton again. The computer doesn't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. He probably doesn't want to talk about it. You guys don't want to hear it. Fuck it. Fuck these guys. I don't want to see it, man. Hell in a Cell. Can we just talk about the important things since we've already been later anyway? Let's talk about this whole Hell in a Cell situation, dude.
All right. Yeah, I guess, we've been through one match of Raw, but who cares?
All right. We'll
go back. We can go back to Raw. Who cares? We can start. Let's do this. What do you want to talk about? Go for it.
Hell in a Cell, man. Why the fuck is Cena happening? Why? There's no storyline behind it. They don't have a feud, man. It's just what Orton is just being competitive with Seth Rollins. That's the whole storyline. That's cute. It doesn't do it for me, dude. No. Don't want to see Cena and fucking Orton again in the ring with a Hell in a Cell. We've seen the I Quit matches. We've seen the handcuffs come in place 16,000 times. Don't want to see it. It's honestly the worst combination of people that you can put in the ring again and again and again and again. They worked well the first couple of times. It's been 60 times, literally. That's enough.
Well, before the show, we were talking about this a little bit, and I pulled up something. Cena and Orton history of their matches, and this is just Cena and Orton by themselves singles matches. This started in 2005. We saw them in February 2007 on Raw. May 2007. SummerSlam 2007. Unforgiven 2007. No Way Out 2008. Raw February 2008. It was a rematch right after No Way Out. Again in May 2008 with Bradshaw, special guest referee. SummerSlam 2009. 2009 Breaking Point and I Quit match. Hell in the Cell 2009.
So we've seen it.
Okay, now I'm not done. Bragging Rights 2009 Iron Man match. Raw, December 2009. Raw, September 2010, a tables match. Raw, October 2010. TLC 2013. Royal Rumble 2014. Raw, February 2014. September 2014. And now Hell in a Cell.
All right. Is anybody still listening? I think we... Yeah.
Well, I can tell you at least a few people are still listening after I said all that.
Yeah.
But,
Cena
and that's just their singles matches. That's not including all the, the tag matches and all that bullshit we had before that.
Ways, triple threats, and whatever else they've had.
Exactly. It's just, why? Why do we need to see this again? What's the point?
Dude, and you can't even honestly. This is one of those matches that's had such a bad response from the crowd that they know people don't want to see this. They know this. I mean, when they announced it a couple weeks, dude, people were booing the shit out of it. They don't want to see it. The live crowd doesn't want to see it. The people at home don't want to see it. But I mean, it is $9.99, so I guess I can't complain. But yeah, $9.99.
Oh, don't even get me doing that. Forget. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I thought they were banning the $9.99 signs, but I clearly see it in their advertisements. So
who knows what they're doing? Seriously, it's so fucked up what they're doing. I got no clue anymore. I don't even bother anymore. Whatever.
Yeah, but
whatever. But yeah, I don't understand why they're doing this match. I mean, I guess it's. I mean, let's face it. They've got. Who else do they have? I mean, Brock, I don't even think is scheduled to defend the title until 2015.
Yeah, I'll be there, man.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but you sit there and you can make fun of TNA for, oh, they don't even have their champion on the show. Well, yeah, they have him on the show, but WWE doesn't. So
yeah, dude, TNA is way worse. Their case is nowhere near the case of Brock. I mean,
oh no. Their
reasoning is horrible. At least with Brock, you can understand the guy has he's a superstar. Whatever they want to give him a different contract than anybody else. They want to play the whole games with him. That's fine. Whatever. And we're gonna talk about this whole championship thing and all that. But with TNA, dude, the only reason that the champion wasn't on the show again, like I said last week, is because he lost the title prior to the live event at one of the tapings that's going to air next month. That's stupid. They should have just changed the titles at the show or just later on down the road after the live pay-per-view aired. I mean, that. And why even change the title when you don't even know what channel? What is the point? What is the point?
I think they might have taken the title off of him because of the fight he has coming up. I think it's a more serious fight than the one he had before. Okay. So I think maybe he's going to be training seriously for this fight. As I think the other fight was kind of a, hey, look, I'm going to go ahead and fight him. All right. So, which if that's the reason, fine. But yeah, they could have done it a little better than everything.
All right, let's say that's the reason, right? Okay, that gives an excuse for the heavyweight champion. How can you explain the Wolves not being on there because they lost their tag team? Sorry for the spoilers. I don't give a shit, dude. It's fucking. If you actually care about these spoilers, there's a problem with you because this is terrible book. This is terrible booking 101. This is terrible booking, dude. You don't do this. This is like number one no. It's just fuck ups like this. Nobody does this. You can say the excuse for Lashley. What about the rest? Every single title changed on that show. Every single one. And then they realized after, oh shit, we got our biggest event coming up, and I guess none of the champions can be on the show because we already changed the titles. Oh shit. Let's just put a bunch of Indie Japan wrestlers on our biggest show and draw 1,500 people and travel to Japan and make ourselves look big, even though we only have a crowd of like 1,500 people. Why even do this? I mean, I understand that, Muto was covering a lot of the expenses, but they went over there to make themselves look big. Oh, like we're international. We're here doing our biggest show in Japan. Oh, cool, dude. You drew 1,400 people. Nice. Don't get it. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And I'm not just bashing TNA. TNA's had really good tapings. I'm talking about the bookings, not the quality of the matches.
Right.
The booking is ass backwards. It doesn't.
Because honestly, I did watch Bound for Glory. I missed a couple of the matches. I missed the end of the EC3 match, which I really wanted to see. But my kids had just gotten back from being out of town for a couple days, and they were back, and they were loud, and it was hard to watch. But it actually wasn't a bad pay-per-view. I mean, obviously, you didn't want to sit there and be like, okay, what's the storyline here? What's the backstory to this fight? You couldn't do that. But you could sit there and go, that was a good match. That was actually a good match. It was interesting. The Japanese style was good to see, but was it a good pay-per-view? No. Good matches? Yeah. Yeah, there were some good matches.
This would have been fine with any other pay-per-view, not their biggest pay-per-view, dude. You don't do your biggest pay-per-view without any storylines. Like,
No.
Imagine if WrestleMania just came around with a bunch of random Japanese wrestlers that nobody has any idea who they are, and there's no storylines, and it's just like, imagine if they put like fucking Dolph Ziggler against, put a name here, and fucking The Miz against this guy for the main event. It's like, why would anybody want to watch this? Why would I invest my time or $50? And honestly, that's why I didn't watch it, because I don't stream shit. I don't need any viruses. So if I'm not interested in buying it, I'm not watching that shit, dude.
Yeah, but at this point, I'd rather see Cena against a no-name Japanese guy than Cena versus Orton.
I second that.
At this point, I would, but. Would WWE do that for their WrestleMania? Motherfucking hell no.
Because they're smarter than that, and they're not dead enough for them to have another organization basically fund their show. And it's so odd to me, dude. It's Bound for Glory, your biggest pay-per-view, and all I see is W1 in the middle of the ring, and you have TNA signs on the turnbuckles. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and they had an apron. They had an apron saying it too, but it really wasn't.
Dude, the center of the show is the middle of the ring. Nobody looks like all that stuff, man. None of it makes sense to me, dude. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know. Whoever runs these shows are just fucking idiots, man. I don't get it. This is just common sense stuff that a man or a woman with two fucking eyes can see. Just, oh shit, it says W1. That's not us. So why have it on our show? Oh, because he's funding it? Okay, well, we'll give him the aprons, and we'll put our shit in the middle since it's our show. That would make more sense.
Yep. I got a feeling this is about how Global Force is going to do, but we'll see. I don't know, but...
Hold on. Global Force is different, dude. Global Force is basically just distributing New Japan. That's
True.
Different. They should have New Japan's logo in the middle of the ring because it's a New Japan show, essentially. This is a different case. This was a collaboration. Global Force isn't collaborating with New Japan because they don't have a fucking roster. It's New Japan, and that's what it is. It's not Global Force. That's different.
Every time you say Global Force doesn't have a roster, I got to laugh.
They don't.
I still have to laugh. It's funny.
Kurt Angle, maybe? Whatever.
I don't know, man. It looks like WWE purposely, air quotes, offered him a full contract, knowing he probably wouldn't take it because he probably couldn't stand up to it. But, I got a feeling Angle's going to end up back, part-time contract with TNA, doing what he's got to do. But kind of messed up that they did that to Kurt. WWE just threw him a full-time contract saying, here you go, take it or leave it.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that, man. I think they just don't have any interest in the guy.
I think they gave him the full contract thinking he would have no interest either, and it would be kind of a save face for both of them.
So did he turn it down?
As far as from what I read, yes, he turned down WWE's full-time offer.
there goes all the WWE fanboys saying that Kurt Angle is coming back to defeat Rusev, which would make no sense.
I mean, yeah, well, I mean, it would make sense in storyline fashion, but you know, who is gonna? But they would have to reintroduce Kurt Angle to you, get him over again, do this, do that. It would be a process, and by the time it came up, you probably wouldn't give a shit.
No, I'm not saying it wouldn't work because of that. Because let's face facts. They don't have to build up Kurt Angle to get over again. He's going to be over as soon as he comes in.
Oh,
but my whole problem with him coming in to defeat Rusev is, what is the point? Who are you trying to put over? Kurt Angle, the guy that's about to retire? So you're going to have Rusev on this whole big streak, and then he's going to lose to Kurt Angle, a guy that's going out? Ass backwards. Doesn't make sense. And I already know what they're going to do. They're going to have him, lose to Cena at WrestleMania, which is going to be even... Oh, God. I mean, honestly, the WrestleMania crowd is probably going to cheer for the Russian.
Yeah, unfortunately, they probably would, but I don't know, man. I just, because the reason I say they'd have to get him over is because a lot of people say, WWE fans don't watch TNA because they know what good wrestling is.
But people would remember him, man.
I think people would too, and I think it would take him probably 2 vignettes to get him back out there.
Honestly, and I have absolute proof for that, man. Look at Sting. Sting was never in the WWE. If the crowd recognizes him, they'll recognize Kurt Angle.
I think so too. I do. Like I said, it would take 2 quick vignettes. People would just, and just like someone in the Kevin just said in the chat room, as soon as the "You Suck" song comes on, it's done. Yeah. Massive pop, and it would. The music would probably be like, I remember this music.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't mind seeing him come back, but
not at
all. I'm not the biggest Rusev fan, but I don't want to see him come back just to defeat Rusev.
No, I don't really. I mean, if Angle comes back, I guess I could see him getting thrown into that storyline. But like you said before, it would be pretty stupid to throw him in there. And exactly who what are you going to put over your guy that's about to basically retire? What are you going to do?
What are they going to do next? Bring out Hacksaw Jim Duggan out of retirement to defeat Rusev?
Dude, I've been waiting for that.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that. Every time Rusev is out there, and they start chanting USA, all I wait to hear, oh!
Going to have the Patriot come out of retirement.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see.
That guy sucked. On a side note, that guy sucked, dude.
Hacksaw was fun.
I was talking about the Patriot.
Oh, the Patriot. Yeah,
They try to push him as like a top guy, 97. It's come on, man. Are you kidding me? This guy?
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
And then again, he had nice pecs, so Vince McMahon had a hard on for that guy. So
look at those pecs, pal. Yeah. Oh, look at those pecs on him.
Yeah, this is the weird man.
I'm getting all worked up.
He's weird. Right. The older he gets, doesn't he look like he's kind of like he's doing his eyebrows? His eyebrows seem to get thinner every year.
Yeah, they're just shrinking, and it's from, I don't know what it's from, but
it's perfect lining, man. I think he's getting him plucked, man. That's perfect lining, dude.
Probably is. Go ahead and pluck him, bitch. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I don't know, man. There's just,
since we're talking about Rusev and we're kind of talking about Raw, I guess. Big Show and Rusev, we got this match, and like I said a couple of weeks ago, if you recall, I said that the whole apology thing wasn't authentic. It was just a part of the storyline, and for people that didn't believe me, you've been proven wrong now, because clearly they showed him ripping the fucking Russian flag again. So if this really actually offended people and he got in trouble for this, they would have never replayed that footage. So clearly it's part of the storyline. It's supposed to enhance the whole story. Whatever. Anyway, we had Big Show and Rusev, and what did you think of this one?
There was an impressive. There was a good drop kick by Rusev, which I was really shocked to see. I mean, he got Lawler put it over like he just jumped over Big Show, but it was impressive.
7 feet.
Yeah, he definitely. I was impressed by that. I was. And I did not understand after the match. The match ended in a DQ because Henry jumped in. I did not understand your two baby faces attacking your heel at the end of the match. It confused me.
Yeah, it was just weird, man. It was weird. But and what happened to Mark Henry turning heel? He's face again? He's fighting for America again? I don't get it.
I don't know. They have stopped trying to explain if Mark Henry's heel or Big Show is heel or face a long time ago, because one week they come out smiling, the next week they come out as big badasses, the next week they're out there smiling, and the next week they're out there as big badasses. It's like Alicia Fox. One week she's a heel, next week she's a face, one week she's a heel, next week she's a face. No one gives a shit. No one fucking cares anymore. Honestly. Who cares if Big Show's good or bad? Who cares?
Nobody cares, man. And
that's what it is. No one fucking gives a shit anymore. Who cares?
I'll tell you what.
Hey, Boxman here. We had another problem with the recorder. Had some internet problems last night. I want to personally apologize for all the problems we've been having with the podcast. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure we have no more. Honestly, it's getting embarrassing for me. Shaheen has nothing to do with the problems, so he's just kind of he's doing everything he has to do. But it's up to me now to get everything working right. I'm going to make sure everything gets working right. So everybody who's been listening, I really appreciate it. We're going to make sure there are no more problems, no more recording problems, no more issues, and we're just going to start giving y'all the best damn show we can. Thanks again, and I'm going to make sure there's no more problems. Appreciate it, guys.
Pack her ass, my good man. Time to kick back, take some beers, and smoke some weed.